When one states the obvious becomes clear. What does having long-standing Canadian values actually mean? What are these values? The answer may be simpler than many expect. One Canadian value is that on the world stage we choose Canada. With the World Cup in full swing, people are dressing their cars and flying flags of the old country. Every 4 years, the World Cup hits the world stage, and what fascinates me is that almost every team gets support from every corner of the world. Growing up, it was never part of my family tradition. I am a generational Canadian with Irish roots. But by the time I came along, those roots were no longer expressed through sports loyalties. Hockey was the game that brought people together in our home. Around us, however, many immigrant families embraced the World Cup with the same passion. Italian families cheered for Italy. Scottish families cheered for Scotland. Portuguese families cheered for Portugal later. The list grew longer as people from every corner of the world made Canada their home. The flags came out, the gatherings began, and for a few weeks every 4 years, the old countries seemed a little closer. I never found that strange. In fact, I often found myself caught up in the spirit of it. More than one side cheered alongside good Italian friends, hoping they would beat my German friends. It wasn't really about Italy or Germany. It was about sharing the occasion with people where excitement was contagious. Looking back, it seems obvious why it happened for most of my life. Canada was rarely part of the tournament. The people who loved the game followed the teams their families had always followed. Once every 4 years, soccer became our hockey. What I found interesting was that nobody seemed to confuse it with politics. A Portuguese flag, a Scottish flag, an Italian flag, an Iranian flag, a Colombian flag, or any other flag during the World Cup was usually seen for what it was. Soccer fans supporting their home country, their parents' country, or their grandparents' country. Few people assumed it meant they were rejecting Canada. The World Cup seemed to allow that in a way few other events did. Today, a walk through Milton during the World Cup might reveal 25 or more countries, represented through the family histories of its residents. To me, that is not evidence that people are less Canadian. It is evidence of the many paths that brought people here. The World Cup remains the exception. For a few weeks, Canadians openly celebrate where they came from. And most of us understand exactly what we are seeing. We are seeing soccer fans. Which brings me back to where I started. One Canadian value I have observed throughout my life is that on the world stage, Canadians choose Canada. The World Cup never convinced me otherwise. If anything, it taught me something else about Canada. Canadians have long been comfortable allowing people to celebrate where they came from while building a life here. I have always considered that a Canadian value too.